our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Monday morning, everybody. Hi, this is DeEtte here with School Through Spirit here on, oh my God, I can't talk, WLTK-DB.com, that station and show of which I do talk of different things on a spiritual modality and, quite frankly, people of a spiritual modality or how spirit really has affected them. It is happy full moon, Keith. Now we know my issue. Good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Courtney. Good morning, Tim. Oh, hello. Good morning, Salone. I missed all of you guys last week, and I'm sure happy and hoping that everybody enjoyed the show last week. I popped in between air flights to see everybody. I think I made a comment or two, not sure. But it was so, good morning, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but it says hi, and I'm saying hi back. But I did stop in and say hi here and there, so I really hope you all still enjoyed the show, even though it was taped, but I didn't want to miss a show. Didn't want to do a repeat to you guys. And just super exciting. Oh, miss seeing you too. So this morning, guys, I have Mr. Bill Wolter on the show. Bill Wolter, oh, you're going to love him. He is the owner of, or co-owner of Brodhead Manor in Brodhead, Wisconsin. It is a notoriously haunted school. And we're not talking the bad kind. I mean, yeah, he's sometimes can get some troublesome ones that might be a little upset here and there, but really, honestly, it's just a phenomenal place. We just did this huge fundraiser event. It's been going on for a while, as you guys have seen. Good morning, Terry. As you've seen, a lot of, I created a GoFundMe page for it. Other people have done various fundraisers. This weekend was a big fundraiser event for it. And it was just to raise the roof, to get a new roof on the building. And guess what? We did it. We made the money for all the supplies so that the roof can get resealed and he doesn't have to have a swimming pool in the third floor of the building anymore, which is dynamic, which is huge. Excuse me. We had a lot of the WLTK family there. It was myself, it was Nick Sarlo, Diana Henry, Christina Bloom, Deidre Sanford. I know I'm going to probably miss somebody. I think that's always all. Todd donated a couple of his books. Anne donated a free reading. Oh, and there was raffles, guys, raffles for all kinds of things. And I want a reading. From on high. I want One's reading. Hoot hoot. I don't think I'm going to cash it in, though. I think I'm going to hold on to it forever. I'm going to keep it as my little souvenir. And keep this because, Anna is awesome. And quite frankly, me and her read for each other all the time. So it's pretty awesome that I got that one. So it was just really a dynamic, awesome weekend. Coming ahead this weekend, if you want to know where I'm at, I will be in Woodstock, Illinois. I am in Chris Fleming's pop-up. Good morning, Miss Deidre. I'm in Chris Fleming's pop-up Paracon event that is going on in Woodstock at the Opera House this Saturday, and it is going to be amazing. Excuse me. Oh my God, I got the Irby burpees today. I had them last night. I'm getting them again today. I don't want to get them. Excuse me. My throat chakra has been trying to clear itself up. It's just a mess. But we're getting there. I'm just trying to get the information for the Woodstock event. I know it's on my Facebook. I just got to find out where, because I'm that person that seemed to have missed it. Oh my God, here it is. It is this Saturday, July 8th from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., guys. So it is until 7:30 p.m. So trust me, you got all day. Tons of speakers. It is the Woodstock Opera House. You can still buy some tickets at thewoodstockoperahouse.com. Buy these tickets in advance. It is a limited ticket. It is $35 for the ticket to get in. but that comes with all the speakers, all the everything that's going on. You can vent on the inside. Like I will be doing readings. There's going to be people doing all kinds of stuff. Just a great time, guys. And again, show up because we're going to be doing this. And she is amazing. Um, and guys, if you are a psychic, a medium, or you just really want to learn, I have got a class starting this week, guys. A class. It is my demonstration platform, gallery class, whatever you want to call it, where you do show up and you do talk to a lot of dead people. And you do have psychic galleries too, guys. So if you're more of a psychic and not really comfortable in your galleries, then you're talking to dead peeps type thing, that's okay. The class really goes for both sides. And it is online, 3 classes, and then a 4th one that is to be announced, but it is every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Cost is $197. It's really not that much when you break it down to $50 a class. It's awesome though. But let's get this morning started because I do have Bill coming on. Bill is coming on here at 9:30, the bottom of the hour, and it's going to be so awesome. So I've got the book. I got the book. So oh, this is awesome because I'm going to read this and I'm going to read what Neil sent me today because you're going to be like, Spirit never lies, guys. Spirit never lies. I can't tell you how many times something has come through and I'm just like, you can't make this up. You just could not make up the synchronicities that happen. Now, here's the page. Gorgeous. I just popped it open and there it was. It says, what state of being are you selecting as you encounter life? Are you choosing what you really desire for yourself from the enormous menu of experiences available? I tell you this, beingness attracts beingness and produces experience. So incredibly true here, guys. So incredibly true. So, and it's really funny because I read what Neil sent me today and I was like, gosh, I really want to use this. I really want to talk about this today. And honestly, I went, nope, I'm just going to go to the book. I'm just going to go to the book and not use this. But let me read you what I got in his email. It says that what's important in life is what you decide is important. And this decision will I can't talk. And this decision will create who you are. Okay? That what is important in your life is what you decide is important. And this decision will create who you are. When you awoke this morning, what was the first thing on your mind, on your list of things to do? What is number 1? At the top, or is it some kind of doingness? Only you can know what is catching your attention, what is calling for you to your energy. Yet you can ask yourself a key question. Where is love in all of this? And I'll tell you what, I really like that. And I like how this really corresponded with whatever page got flipped open today. I mean, isn't that incredible? Just whatever page got flipped open, because this is really what I wanted to talk about. And I think it's incredible because it is like, what do you want to bring to you? Oh, I really want to talk about this. I open up the book tells me to talk about it anyway. So it's really cool. And I like that. I really like that because I also watched something from Jelly Roll today, a little short reel of Jelly Roll. Y'all know who he is, right? I didn't know really until about a month ago. So shame on me, but he's just incredible. Still don't know his music. Still haven't really listened to much of it because I'm not a huge music person. I know that's another big shame on me, but I do like a lot what he stands for. And he basically stated in this little short reel was, you know what? Your life depends on you. Your life depends on you. It doesn't matter who you were born to, how you were raised, who you had around you, nothing. What you want in life depends on you. Now, this isn't about just manifestation, guys. I mean, manifestation, yeah, it works in there because I can't be spirit and not have manifestation. But really, your success, what you want in life, revolves around your actions, your behaviors, what you bring to you. And yeah, your actions and your behaviors do bring that stuff to you. I mean, let's put the cards on the table. Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this. Now, I'll tell you what, my thoughts, I test this theory all the time, because I'm not very intelligent when it comes to this, because I want to, here we go. I love you, Tim. Oops, here we go again. I test this theory all the time. That whole being attracts beingness and produces experience. So what do I do? And how do I test this sheer statement right there? I use my thoughts. I use my thoughts all the time. And I go, oh, I wonder if this is going to work. And I will put some somewhat negative thoughts in my head. Like, and this is what it is. It's like, oh my God, they're just being a jackass. Right? Do we have to deal with this again? Blah, blah, blah. And honestly, they haven't really done anything. It's just a feeling like they're in a mood. You know what I mean? A feeling they're in a mood. I'm picking up the feeling, and then I have these thoughts in my head. And I will tell you, almost instantly, I will get that response from somebody. Almost instantly, I will get that negative, heavy response. And then I go, yep, it works. So then I literally will go, oh, I just want to send love to them. I don't want them to be angry. I don't want them to feel like they're in this place. I don't want that, and I will just literally send love, and I will do it in a loving thought way. I will do it with feelings without saying a word. And that same person who just came off as being kind of heavy and kind of irritated will look and say, I'm just sorry. I've had a bad day. And, and I'm like, wow, this works. This stuff really works. And it's incredible. It's really incredible because, and it's not that I'm playing with somebody's feelings, guys. It's literally in my mind because I grew up in a way that it was more, in my mind was more negative. And it wasn't because of people around me. I mean, I don't want you to think I had this negative household because I didn't. I was really being raised as an only child. I had my own thoughts. I played with my own Barbies. I watched TV. I did everything an only child did back in the 70s and the 80s. And a lot of that, as a child, you don't tell yourself all the positive, fruity, pebble, happy, flowery type things because you go to school and you have these experiences around you, and it really trained your mind to be maybe not the most positive sense. And that's where those come from. So I still, as an adult, will battle that, oh my God, they're just going to hate me, blah, 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 blah. So I have to really fight in my mind to go, no, they don't. No, they don't. And turn things into a positive. And I know a lot of people have that. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people have that. That's something that I work with. So I do work with my thoughts a lot. I do work with the positivity. I do work with sending that out because I know that's going to attract it back to me. I'm going to get that to come right back to me in a very positive sense. Very positive sense. Okay. He says, yes, it does. And it makes your day going so fast and amazing. I did it yesterday. I was so happy. Exactly. Exactly. So, how else can you do this? How else, other than the thought process of the interactions around you? Because the interactions are one thing, and trust me, we want positive interactions. We want that happiness. But literally, what else can you do to attract this being to you, this beingness to you? Okay. I have a friend that's a witch. Yeah, I get them. I got friends that are witches and pagans and atheists and oh my god, all over the board. I've got friends and I love it. But her name is Witch Jody. That's what she calls herself. She's pretty amazing. And she did a spell for I think YouTube the other day. And I know it sounds really crazy, but it was a prosperity spell. And I thought, oh, let's watch this. I really want to see this. And she said, hi, I'm Witch Jody, and I'm here. It's July 1st, and I'm here to do a prosperity spell. And I went, there you go. And she put cinnamon in her hand, just cinnamon. And she stood outside her doorway and she blew cinnamon into her establishment, into her store. And she literally said, I bring about prosperity to my store and my family. And thank you for that. And she walked through the door. And then she said, make sure you don't sweep up the cinnamon for a full 24 hours or you wipe the prosperity away. And I thought, what a cool thing. What a cool thing. Because she did an act. She did an act to bring prosperity into her life. She said, I want it, I thank it, I welcome it into my life. There was no negative. It was just a happy thought would bring prosperity to her. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. That's another way to bring that beingness to yourself. You want amazing people around you. You have to think, I want these amazing people around me. You want to be welcomed into a family. You have to show up to the family and say, I'm here. Please welcome me in. You walk up, you say hi. They bring you in. We can't just sit on the sidelines, guys, and go, I hope. Thoughts are really making reality. They are. I'm not going to diss that. You know, I'm a Michael Dooley fan. We all know this. And I live a lot by the thoughts become reality. It's my motto. It's my mantra. I love it. It happens. I'm a big person. I'm bringing that to you. Okay. But even like this last weekend, you know, I sat there in this big old gymnasium and this huge, huge old school and was in awe that I could look around the room and there were so many incredible friends. Some I've met for a moment, a couple few times, and some that I've had the pleasure of sitting down for hours conversation, and some I've had for a few years. But I was in awe of that. I was just in awe. And it blew me away because everybody's got their own little world, their own little clique, their own little place to be. And this is a paranormal community. Not going to say they're not spiritual. I'm not going to say there's not mediums. I'm not going to say there's not psychics. I'm not going to say there's not healers because they're all there. But it's a paranormal community, which is ghost hunting, investigation community. And it's a beautiful community. And I can remember over a year ago hearing about this community. Now, I had already worked with Rob Thompson a little bit, and I'd gotten just a tip of an iceberg. And I thought, wow, what a great place. And I'd seen a lot of different acts within the paranormal community that really was a family. And I went, God, that's really incredible, but I'll never be accepted in. My show here, you never really had a paranormal person on before Dave Schrader. You know, I really didn't have many paranormal. I had metaphysical, I had fairy, I had healers, great group, amazing people, but not really paranormal because I didn't feel like I would fit and or be accepted into this community. And then some amazing friends, Terry Flick and Dan Lusamore of Soul and Synergy events through Paracon. God bless them for that because I showed up and they asked me to be part of this and they asked me to be part of, you know, speaking and they asked me to be the host of the panel and you know drive people to the airport and all these amazing things that I got asked to do. And it put me in this place. And I will tell you what, guys, I was terrified. I was scared. I didn't know who these people were, but I wanted to be part of the group. I wanted to be part of this family. But I was also really scared because there was going to be some really famous people here. And before I went there, before I showed up to get the first person off the airplane, thank goodness it was Rob because he's a friend. I love him dearly, him and his family. And as I picked them up, I really thought, wow, Rob's famous. He's my friend. He's just a normal guy. And I thought as I went through this day, I wanted to pick up all these incredible people that really have a lot of notoriety. And I thought, I just want to be friends with these people. I want them to be down to earth, normal people that I can talk to and I don't put on a pedestal. Hello, Jenny. And I was blown away as I picked each one of them up. That's exactly what they were. Hi, Alicia. Oh, hi, hon. Thank you. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you. But I really, and as I picked up each one of them, just incredible. And each one of them become friends of mine. And I'm like, wow. And that made it different so that when I walked into this Paracon, I looked at everybody as they were my friends because I was showing up for this community. And I acted as if they were friends. And they turned around and gave me that friendship back. Now, I'm sure if I would put them up on that pedestal, they would still be on that pedestal. And I would be lost for it. And I would think they'd be lost, a little bit without my friendship because, people interact with people. And it's so incredible because as over a year has gone by and I walk into these events, I meet so many more incredible people that really have a lot of notoriety. And we just give each other huge hugs and we just smile and we take pictures. And I'm like, this chick rocks. And I love them. And I bring that like to like, because back before, when I didn't, I put these people in a different category. It kept me from getting me out there because I kept telling myself, I am not one of them. I am not like them. I am not prosperous like they are. I'm not reaching the masses like they are. Boy, was I not shooting myself in the foot. And when I changed that thought process, I went bringing like to like. And I went, no, let's flip this. I am like them. They are like me. More people know them, and that's okay. But we both help people. We both show up for a reason. And it's incredible because when that happened, all of a sudden things changed. All of a sudden the platform leveled out. And all of a sudden I realized that all these incredible people were just that, incredible people. Just because people see them on a screen or because they have hundreds of thousands of followers didn't make them any different than me. It didn't make it that I can't do like they do. And it didn't mean that I couldn't help people, I couldn't reach out to people. It just meant that I was going to find out that I had to do it in my own way. And I also found out that they had the same goal that I had. That was incredible. So many of them have graced the stage here, at this stage, to share their stories, to show how amazing they are. And I'm hoping each one of them have shared enough that you realize that you are just the same as they are, that you can do what they do, which is awesome. So I want you guys to continue on this journey. I want you guys to continue on this being like. I want you to continue on this, bringing to you what you want. You can change your life by changing your thoughts, changing your patterns, changing your way of looking at things, and know that you can bring the world to you, just as you show up to the world. So I hope that makes sense to you guys today. I hope this talk this morning has inspired y'all. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I have Mr. Bill Wolter with me. He is the owner of the Brodhead Manor, him and his husband. And you're going to love him as much as I do, because I'm just saying you're going to, because you cannot not love him. But we're going to take a quick break here. This is Deanne here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. See you in a few.
Want to see your video here? Sponsor WLTK-DB Talk Radio and watch us make that happen. With your paid sponsorship of $80, you receive a professional produced audio, video, and banner placement on our station. Not only does your sponsorship air during our live shows, but also replayed on our podcast and heard by hundreds of like-minded people. Visit WLTK-DB.com to get started and find out just how hard we work to get you noticed.
Hello, everybody. This is Deb back here with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.com. This morning, I have the wonderful Bill Wolter with me. He is the owner of Brodhead Manor in Brodhead, Wisconsin, him and his husband, Ron. And let's welcome in Bill.
Good morning.
Good morning. I miss you.
I miss you already.
It's only been 2 days and I miss you.
I know. We had so much fun Saturday.
Oh, we had a blast. We had a blast. I was telling people about it first thing this morning when I first got on the show, that we had this amazing fundraiser. And what else do you need? Because I don't want that energy to go away. You know what I mean? It's been an incredible few months. You know?
Oh, it's been a blast. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning. I know Jenny came on just a few minutes ago. Good morning, Michelle. So, Bill, yes, you own a haunted house, a haunted school, which is going to be a haunted house pretty soon.
Yes.
But how did you get into this crazy world? I mean, seriously, not anything just goes, let's buy an old school that's falling apart and make it a home.
Well, I retired when I was 47. I'm now 57. So about 10 years ago, I retired and I sat around the house for about 5 years, didn't have anything to do. I mean, I had stuff to do around the house, but I get bored. Well, one of my kids that I adopted, Ronnie, he worked for a haunted house one winter. So or one fall, and I decided, okay, I'll go with him, just see what it's about, participate with him. I wanted to do an activity that he would do.
Right.
So I went into the haunted house and I saw they were making out the people, putting makeup on them and putting them in different scenes and stuff like that. And I thought, well, Ron can do so much better with makeup. We need to up this thing a little bit. So Ron actually dressed me up as Twisty the clown from American Horror Story. And I went in there, and next thing I know, I was the talk of the haunted house. They're like, holy crap, how in the hell did you get that makeup done? And da 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 da. And it was so amazing.
Right.
And I met up with the owners all the time, and I was more their age than the kids' age that worked there. So I started talking to the owners, and they said, well, we were working in a trail out in the middle of the woods where you had to walk about a mile through the woods by yourself, or your group walks through the woods. When it rained, it sucked. Yeah, I mean, you're sliding in the mud. It was really bad. So I discussed with the owners. I said, I'll if you're looking for a location to go inside, let's look for a building. So we were looking around the Rockford area, and all of a sudden, Brodhead Manor just popped up on my screen.
Oh,
And well, it was the old middle school of Brodhead. It was
right.
for sale, and so I inquired into it, and then through about a 9-month process, we negotiated down a price that I could afford to just go buy the building.
Right.
And I went and bought the building, and we moved the haunted house into that building. Well, the first year was great, but things were happening in the haunted house we could not explain. I mean, when you're running 5 rooms on the same circuit of electricity and half of it goes off and half of it stays on, people say, well, that's a power draw. I said, well, if there's a power draw, everything would go dim. It wouldn't just shut off at one end and stay lit at the other end.
Right.
Well, then when I went to play with the circuit breaker box, everything turned off with the circuit breaker box. When I turned it back on, it was opposite. And I'm like, okay, well, then I went back to the circuit breaker box, turned it off, turned it on, the whole thing came on. I'm like, okay, well, there's something wrong with the wiring. Had an electrician come in, electrician couldn't find anything wrong with the wiring whatsoever. Well, then everybody started making the little jokes about, oh, there's ghosts, there's this, there's that, there's something playing with your electricity and having fun. And I'm like, okay. Fast forward, we didn't think much about it, but other things started happening. Things started disappearing. Things, it disappear from here, but then you'd try to find it, couldn't find it, walk back, and then it's sitting there. It's like, how in the hell didn't I miss it? Right out in the open. Well, then you get up on a scaffolding and you start painting and stuff like that, and something hits the scaffolding and shakes it on you, or something grabs your leg, or something will brush your shoulder. I mean, I got scratched, I don't know how many times there.
Right.
You can see the scratch marks down my back and stuff. So we decided the second year, after more things were happening, that we'd call a paranormal group to come in. Well, it just happened to be Dan Norville and Larry Eisler.
Oh, is that the one you brought in? Okay.
He was the very first person to ever come into Brodhead Manor to do an investigation.
Yeah.
And they did about a 4-hour investigation that day. They went through the building. They scoured every room and everything like that. And we just stayed in the gym and let them do their job. And I'm going to see what they find. Well, they come back, and Dan's joking and laughing with me the whole, after that. And he's like, I go, well, how is our house haunted? And he just got this blank look on his face. And he goes, watch our live when we go home. And I'm like, okay. Well, I'm watching their live as they're going home, and Dan and Larry are both bragging on how haunted this building was. They found about 7 spirits that they could identify. Wow. And then I'm like, oh, wow, we are haunted. Well, when Dan got home, he called me and explained to me a lot of stuff. And he said, don't go by what we say. We want you to bring in more paranormal groups to verify what we find. Well, Dan explained to me what he found in every single room, so I had a reference to go by. So we called in another team called Spectre Waves. Well, Spectre Waves came in. I was actually walking around with them when I can't think of his name, but the gentleman that Swiss Spectre Waves had screws thrown at him across the room. And they just, not hard, they just tinkled across the floor and were like, did you throw that? Did you throw that? Did you kick that? Did you? And nobody was in the room.
Wow.
And we're like, okay, well, then they had their SLS camera and started going through, and stick figures were appearing everywhere, running across the hallway, running down the, they weren't just static figures that it was mapping out. They were actually moving across the hall.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, well, that verifies a lot of areas that Dan and Larry found stuff.
Yeah.
So then we called in Richwood Paranormal, which is Nate Hopwood's group.
Okay.
way back when.
Right.
Mike Ming was not with Nate Hopwood yet.
Right.
He had a few other people. I can't think of their names. CJ, Laura, all them, and they were all there, and they're like, dude, your building is so friggin' amazing. It's not funny. We have so much stuff. And I'm like, okay. Well, then we ran our haunted house for the second year. And during running that second haunted house that year, people were actually seeing light orbs shoot across from room to room.
Wow.
Not just on film. They were seeing it with their naked eyes. They could see the orbs. And our back property, they saw the orbs out there in the mist at night.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, there's something really special about all this that's going on.
Yeah.
So then Dan and Larry came back, and they really wanted to shoot their first episode of Expedition Entity. That's, when they went from the Dan Norville project to Expedition Entity.
Right.
And we aired on Paraflix with that first episode of Expedition Entity. And during that time frame, that's when we met everybody else with Paraflix, Natalie Jones, Patty Negri, and everybody like that, because there happened to be a Janesville Paracon going on.
I was just talking about that. That was just a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like April 6th or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Nate Hopwood with Richwood Paranormal, that's when Mike Ming was with them then and all that stuff. They decided, okay, let's go to the Paracon and let's bring back the celebrities. Well, Rob Thompson and Natalie Jones and Patty Negri, we're all coming down.
I wasn't there though.
No. Well, the funny thing about the whole thing was, Nate, here, I'm thinking they're just bringing back 3 people, maybe 4. And Dan and Larry were already at the building. They were expecting Patty's arrival and stuff like that, and Natalie's arrival. Here comes Nate and Mike walking through the door, and they introduced me to Patty. They introduced me to, Natalie and Rob Thompson. And all of a sudden, 35 people come storming through the door, and they all followed him over from the Paracon.
Yep.
Next thing I know, my building is loaded with people.
Yeah.
And they were just running everywhere. And I'm like, Nate, we can't have this. I got to at least have them sign a waiver, something like that. They just can't run the building. This is an abandoned building.
Right.
And so they gathered everybody together, and I took them on a tour through the building, and boom, now I'm basically family with everybody that was at that Paracon that night.
That Paracon changed a world for a lot of people.
Yes, it did. I mean,
Terry and Danny have no clue what they accomplished in that one weekend.
Right.
They don't.
It just went boom and exploded, and Nick Sarlo was there, and Shadowhunters was there, and I can't remember exactly when we met, you and I.
We didn't meet until later in the summer, because Nick was going to shoot an episode for Shadowhunters.
Right.
And he's like, will you come in? And I said, yeah, why not? So I came in with Scotty and myself, and then of course Scotty and Gail came in a little bit later, and you started talking about the story of the building. I'm like, da 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 da, because I'm like, I don't want to know. And then you and Nick and everybody went upstairs, and that was later on that summer, and I stayed down with Scotty and Gail.
Right.
We talked for like an hour. I'm like, are they ever going to come back? And Scotty goes, no, let's go. Me and Scotty and Gail explored the building, had a great, just medium way of doing the investigation, and that you and I actually actually became friends, I think, after the investigation because we sat down
Right. And
and it was just
we were
yeah,
just verifying you and Scotty and
yeah.
you, Scotty and Gail. And was there another lady there or no?
Well, the Shadow Hunter team was together, so I
Okay.
Sharon was there. Um, I think that was the only no one. The doctor was there. I can't think of her. I think her name's Jenny.
Yeah.
So there was, whoever of the team showed up that day. So, excuse me. So, but again, me, Scotty, and Gail never crossed paths with the team again. We took Bill into our hands and we went with Bill, and when we were done, we left.
Right. Pretty much. I mean,
You stayed for the night.
that that day was just amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, meeting all the people and talking to everybody and talking to you and Scotty in general, that just solidified a lot of things. Because
Yeah.
Scotty actually gave me a message that night,
Did he?
because the night before that we had a team of investigators in there, and I actually talked to my dad on a spirit box.
Oh,
And I'm like, no, this can't be happening. I was sitting at the table in the gym. They left a portal box sitting on the table in a
yeah.
backpack. And the backpack started talking to me. And I'm like, nope, this ain't happening. I mean,
Sorry, I've been terrified. I'd have ran. I'd been
I
like,
know I was sitting there and I'm like, I hear, hi, Billy. And I'm like, no one in the world calls me Billy except my dad. My
right?
dad passed away 6 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm like, nobody calls me that. This paranormal team that was there, I've never met them in my life. They came in for the first time. You know, I haven't told the story to too many people because I thought I was crazy that night.
Right,
Scotty reaffirmed me that I wasn't crazy.
right.
And I had a little conversation that he was proud of me and, stuff like that.
You're a braver man than me because I decided to title the building right there, put it on the table, and up the door
No, the
for
thing
what
was,
it takes.
I had a good 3 or 4 minute chat, and I was questioning him and with questions that I was questioning the necrophonics or the portal box, questions that nobody would ever know.
Yeah.
Stuff about my past life that people just don't know about. And he answered me in exact answers.
Wow.
And all of a sudden the group comes back and I go, who in the hell owns this backpack? And this guy who was about 24, 25 years old comes walking over. Oh, that's mine. I said, what in the hell's in that bag? He's like, why? I said, because it's been sitting here talking to me for the past 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, I want to know what's in that bag. I started demanding.
Right.
And he opened up the bag and he pulled out the portal box and he goes, this is the only thing in there that would talk to you, and it's off. And I go, no, that thing's been on this whole time. He's like, no, it's off. And he showed me, and I said, well, you need to take that backpack and go somewhere away from me because I don't want you around me anymore. So here I was contemplating all night. I called Dan right away and said, can this happen?
Right.
Dan, I'm not a paranormal investigator. I'm a skeptic. I never believed in a lot of this stuff. I know stuff happens, but I just was not a true believer. Well, I asked Dan about all this that night because he's my paranormal advisor.
For good reason.
And he skepticized it also. He said it could have been a lot of things. You're hearing things, you could, you want to hear this and that's what you think you're hearing, and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, then the next night was the night of that when Scotty Rourke and everybody came in with you.
Yeah.
And well, Scotty just walked up to me out of the blue, and I didn't know Scotty. I didn't know you. I didn't know Gail. I didn't know Shadow Hunters. I'm standing up at the concession counters, and Scotty comes up and says, I got a message for you. And I go, what? He said, your dad and your grandpa were here last night, and they're proud of you. So it was amazing. Yeah, it brings tears to my eyes.
It's bringing. I've been like wiping the tear out of my eye the whole time you're talking. So it's like.
Well, then I turn around and I go, well, who the hell are you? And he's like, he goes, what's your name? And he goes, your name's Bill. And I go, okay, you've seen me on something, you've been here or somebody's talked about me or something like that. But for him to relay a message to me that they were here last night and they talked to me and they're proud of me, it just blew my mind. Because I told nobody but Dan about that night.
Well, you want to know something even more incredible about that night? I had never met Scotty before that night. Scotty
Okay.
had never met me before that night. I had no clue who Gail was. I mean, I kind of knew who Scotty was because of his name. He knew who I was because whatever, I mean, he'd actually seen me sometime before COVID, but we never actually met. We didn't know each other's story. We never worked together.
Right.
So, and I heard he was going to be there literally after I showed up. He heard about me going to be there, nothing major. And neither one of us knew who the heck you were. So this was the first night of us getting together, first
Right.
time ever working together.
Well, see, that was it. I was leading Shadow Hunters on a tour.
Yeah.
Just before that, and we come walking back into the gym after the tour. You guys weren't back yet. You were out exploring the building.
Yeah.
And I was just going about my business like I do. I was making snacks for everybody to just sit there and chill out with snacks and whatnot. And then Scotty came walking across the gym and just tapped me on the shoulder and relayed the message. He's like, I got to relay this message. Someone behind me is telling me you need to know this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit.
What an incredible life. You've had nothing but incredible experiences like that, though. I mean,
right. And there's something about Brodhead Manor. We had to change the name from the old middle school to Brodhead Manor for the state of Wisconsin. Right. So
perfect name, though.
We named it Brodhead Manor because with that name, us running a haunted house, now we're terror at the manor. We have gifts on the manor. We have all different kinds of different little names for our businesses in the building.
Right.
So, it really boosted by naming that the Brodhead Manor. But, since all that had happened, I've realized now that I was drawn to Brodhead Manor. Mm-hmm. Something drew me there. Something got me there. Something made me buy it. Because I contemplated buying it. I didn't know if I really wanted an old big ass school at my age.
Well, who wants that?
To remodel, but I had to buy it. Right. And then when I got in there, I just feel nothing but good things in that when I'm in that building. I'll be sitting at the house, and if something's going wrong outside the building or something's going on inside the building, mm-hmm. I'll get a weird feeling, and then I'll get a call from one of my neighbors. Somebody's behind your building. You want us to call the police? Because my neighbors watch that building like a hawk.
They do. They do.
I mean, it's just funny. Yeah. Sorry if I'm sitting funny, but being in a chair is like really.
Yeah. I was expecting you in bed, believe it or not, Bill. I was expecting you.
My bed's back there.
Yeah, I was expecting you propped up on pillows, going, "I'm comfortable," and I'd been totally okay with that. You know what I mean? So.
But after we had that, after I met you and everybody, Ron and I decided we were listening to Dan and we were listening to like Nate Hopwood with Richwood Paranormal and whatnot. And they're like, you need to open this up to the public. The public needs to see this gem. So we decided, okay, let's just put it out there. Did a post on Brodhead Manor site, looking for paranormal people that want to come look at the building. Yeah. Well, almost instantly that August, we booked out August, we booked out September. We shut it down because we were going to run the haunted house. Well, COVID hit and we couldn't run the haunted house. So we decided to open it up for October, and we got flooded with people in October that just really wanted to come see the building.
Right.
If you actually come into Brodhead and you come to investigate, it's not, I hate this computer. It keeps going black on me.
Don't worry about it. I still see you.
Okay. It times itself out. Once we open the building, people come in, they have to come back 2 or 3 times, because once you start investigating, You'll investigate the first floor only the first night. The second night you come back, you'll get the second floor. And then the third night you come back, you get the third floor. It's just too much to investigate the entire building in one night and capture everything. And those kids run around in that building. You never know where they're going to be.
No.
You know, they're amazing. I mean, it's funny because when we fast forward to Spirits in the Spring, everybody said, well, the building's going to shut down because so many people are in there. It did not shut down. Everybody that investigated Friday and Saturday night in that building was just, it blew up. I mean, the kids were playing with everybody. Everybody was having fun. There was so much energy. Everybody could feel the positive energy. And then it was funny because after the Spirits in the Spring, we had a group come in that following Friday. They got nothing in the building. I said, they're all sleeping. They had a rough weekend last weekend.
Yeah. And I love it because the janitor always hugs me. I love.
Oh, yeah.
There's a secret. I go up to third floor every time just to say hi to him because if I don't, I feel like I'm being naughty.
Well, normally,
I'm like,
for the viewing audience, the janitor is a grouchy old man, and so is our principal.
Yeah.
And they don't like to speak to women.
No.
And because back in their day, women were spoken to and not heard from.
Yeah.
So basically, for him, we'll go a little further. There is a fourth floor to Brodhead Manor.
There is. But nobody knows about it.
Nobody knows about it because you can only access it from the roof. And yes,
don't ask to go there because you're not getting permission.
You're not going to get up there. I'm not going to allow people to go up there.
Right.
But it was funny because I'm walking through with Diet, and Diet said, "Where's our fourth floor?" And I'm like, "There's no fourth floor." She said, "Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is." Well, then I walked into a room and showed her that, yes, there is a fourth floor. And she said, "Well, the janitor wants me to come up there."
He's invited me to the fourth floor.
Which then really proved to me that, yes, you are amazing.
Thank you. Well, I love the janitor because when we were there with just Spirits in the Spring, Patty, myself, and Natalie went on our own, because I'm like, let's get them away. Let's get them so they can enjoy the building. And Patty had her wonderful dowsing rods that lit up. And of course, we're on the third floor. The janitor's there. We're underneath the fourth floor. And the rods just come and they just hug me. And I could feel myself being held. And he wouldn't stop hugging me. Like the rod wouldn't talk. They hugged me or they spun. And I'm like, Patty, they normally do that. She's like, no. You know what I mean? And now every time, I swear, every time I'm up there, I can feel my hug, I even said something because the janitor came down after me and Aaron went upstairs this last weekend to show him. And we came back down and I couldn't believe the janitor followed me downstairs because he's never followed me downstairs. And I said something, I could feel his hand on my shoulder, like this nice warmth. And I'm like, well, thank you, sir. Yeah. He likes me. I don't know why.
You're cute.
Oh, thank you. But the janitor tells me all the secrets of the building, which I love.
Oh, I know.
He's like, that is a man that knows the ins and outs of the building. And he likes to tell me about those. So I'm like,
right. There's only 2 spots that have never been investigated in that entire building. Right. And of both spots, and you were the only one to figure out both spots or tell me about both spots.
But it took you a year to find the second one, but I'm so glad it's been found. Right.
Yeah. It just took a while. And it was funny because we covered it up with a TV stand, the door to it, and I totally forgot it was back there.
Yeah.
We knew about it the first year we were there, and I just forgot there was an access point underneath there.
Yeah. Which is so cool. And I can't wait until sometime that I can go in there, because I know you've said you've welcomed me up there, so I can't wait till we can go up and just go in there with some people, like we've already decided janitor picked the 2 people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So guys, this wasn't like a lottery system who gets to go to the 4th floor. I mean, the janitor picked.
Yes.
That's it. You know what I mean? So it really did have to be what spirits who wanted who there, for safety reasons, obviously, this because the janitor and the principal have been known to do some not so beautiful things. You know, and we don't want somebody on the roof and they go, nope, you're not coming.
Right.
Bad timing. So, you know.
I mean, everybody, now that people know there's a fourth floor and now people know about under the stage,
yeah,
they're like, we're going to go there. I'm like, no, you're not. It's locked. No, you're not. I'm respecting my spirits, and they'll tell me who they want down there. Like you said, I won't allow people to do certain areas.
yeah. And
it is first come, first serve, where for the, you were the first one to call out the janitor's quarters on the fourth floor, and you will be the first one to investigate it.
Oh, thank you.
So, and under the stage, we'll vote those spots next time.
It's gonna be creepy.
Yes, it is. I'll be with you. There's no problem.
No, I'm not going without you. We're not going by ourselves, Bill. We're taking all your kids with us.
Right.
You know, and what's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you're the only person I know that owns a place that the spirits love so dearly, and I have heard it from more than one person to say, if you would sell the building and leave, those spirits will go with you. Yes. Whoever gets the building, it doesn't come spirits intact. You know, if you decide to sell and walk away, the family, right down the principal, I think have all agreed that they go with Bill.
Hell, they can stay there.
Ron's like, the bed's not big enough.
Yeah, right.
You know, but they've all.
You're right, Jenny. I'll find all the missing stuff under the stage.
You will. It'll all be there too. Like all the kids are going, because they're all under there doing things they shouldn't do. Just like they do up where the stairs used to be, or I don't know if the stairs are still there or not, but where the stairs are for the second floor that's no longer there. Yeah. To everybody that wants to know, they let me know that the gym you walk into is not always the gym floor. There was
that gym floor. Now, that gym floor was replaced in 1956.
Yeah.
What they did was they brought in truckload after truckload of gravel, dumped it into the gym, filled up the gym floor, and it was close to 20 inches they filled in. The original gym floor is under that gym floor. And it's because they had to resize the basketball courts. They changed the regulations on them. So they needed a bigger gym floor. They couldn't use the gymnasium. So they filled it in. And those bleachers that go down the side actually go down another 4 steps before you actually reach a basketball court.
Yeah.
So when the gym floor we replaced was actually put in, that we took apart and put back together, that was put in 1956.
Right.
So originally the gym floor is still under there.
Yeah. Which they told us about that night too. I remember that night. I just remember Bill's face going.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That was an awesome night. I think I had the same look as you had though. So.
Right. Pretty much.
Which is but these are things that people don't realize.
Right.
People don't realize that there's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of places to that building that people don't realize
are there. I mean, we knew the foundation going around the old half of our building. Part of it was a foundation for the original schoolhouse for Brodhead from 1865. But I thought it was just 3 walls that had the original limestone foundation. They built the new building on that foundation. Well, we have recently found out by going down in the crawl space under the industrial arts room and the manor, or the home ec room. When we went down in that crawl space, we found the original floor joists that are still under that building. They're big solid beams, oak beams. So it just amazed me to find those original beams down in there. The original brick for the hallways is down there. You can see the entire limestone foundation all the way around. So, the old building is there still. It was just the top part of it got pushed over and the new part built onto it.
That's so incredible.
So we keep finding out more and more about this building. I've owned it now almost 6 years.
Right.
So we're moving along, you know what I mean? And after 6 years, you think you know every part, and boom, something pops up.
Right.
And it gives me more history on the building, you know.
And I love it because, people don't even realize that the history and some of the spirits you have there actually go pre-building.
Yes.
They're there before the building. Like, because everybody's like, what? People don't want to be in school the rest of life. Why would kids come back to be at the school? Well, maybe they're not all kids from the school. Maybe they're preschool,
Right.
before the building was built.
We have an Indian burial mound on the back corner of the property.
Mm-hmm.
The two elementals that are in our building, and everybody says, "Oh, you got elementals." Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Now, there are two elementals there that will scare the ever-living bejeebus out of you.
no, I met one. Didn't scare me, but I met one.
If they don't like what you're doing, they're the ones that really put the fear of God into you.
Yeah.
And during episode 1 of Expedition Entity, their thing on Brodhead Manor, they have a clip of Natalie Jones' first visit to the building, and one of the elementals was telling her he's throwing things off the building. He wants to throw all these people off the building, and da 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 da. And I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Right. He was upset, and he decided, since she was gonna be the one to talk for him, pretty much, he affected her bad.
Okay.
She went into a shaking frenzy. Uncontrollable shaking.
Yeah.
Talking about it, and then when she got in the hallway, she was perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. I know when I encountered him in the I guess it would have been like the instrumental room, the room with
The band room.
Yeah, the band room. I encountered him up there, and he gave me this choking sensation, like that's what he was gonna do, and I'm like, come on, dude, back off, come on.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on your side. I love elementals. And went as far to say I'm a certified furiologist, and he was just like, "You're an idiot." I don't like it just means that I believe, but
Right.
yeah, it is incredible.
There's so many aspects to everything that's going on in my building.
Yeah.
I come in every day that I'm at the building, and I say, "Hi kids, I'm back. Let's play."
Yeah.
And I'll go sit on the gym. I'll be in there by myself. I'll sit on the stage, and just listen to the building. And I'll hear the kids singing in the choir room. That it just blows my mind. Or I'll hear something run up and down the hall. Or Ron constantly hears, we have a dog spirit in there because he hears the chains rattling from the dog.
Yeah.
Running up and down the hall because he's constantly calling for the 3 dogs we have, but I've got them up in a room upstairs.
3 dogs? I have seen 2.
I have 3. Loki stayed home. He's the older one.
Okay.
He's having a hard time because he's about half blind now.
Mm-hmm.
And to walk across the shiny floor, it scares him.
Yeah.
And all our floors just happen to be shiny because it's the gym floor and the concrete floors.
Yeah.
So we leave him home a lot for the weekends because Ron's sister babysits him.
Yeah.
And then we got Lexi and Maya up there all the time.
Maya always meets me at the door. Hi, hon, you're back. I'm back.
She's your baby.
She's so sweet. I love them both, though. I really do.
Yeah.
I always love it because that building it's brought so many people together. It has brought, because, like Dan, I'd met him.
Yeah.
I didn't really have interactions with Dan. And then literally that picture that was taken that myself and Natalie and Patty took up in the gift shop with the mirror.
Yeah.
There's so much in that because we were talking about like, wait a second. And photos we had taken actually changed. Like, because,
Yes.
I always say Patty's infamous coat because me and her had gone shopping and found this coat for her and she's worn it all over the world now. And it's got fur around it. And when we take the picture, the original picture, the fur's not over faces, but that in one of the pictures, it's actually growing past a face. And of course, you shared that picture with Dan.
Yeah.
And it was like even more has shown. You can see the spirits with us and between us. And
Yeah, there's one
It's,
with a hand on your shoulder. There's an actual face that's sitting sideways like that. There's
yeah,
in the background, there's something looking over. There's a shadow in the background.
yeah.
And
It's
I stare at that picture in amazement, and everybody says, "Oh, it smears on the mirror." I cleaned that mirror before we started.
it's clean. That I will tell you guys. In the picture, it does. It looks like there's smears all over it. That is a crystal clear mirror. There is no fog on it. There is no dirt on it. There's no
There's
dust
nothing.
on it. That is a beautifully cleaned mirror, which
Yes,
you can tell because it's like, why is this clean and nothing else is? But
right,
it is a perfectly clean mirror. So for all that to show up, you're like, whoa, what is this?
correct.
You know, it's
And
incredible.
that's another thing I can actually honestly brag about is when you walk through our building, an old abandoned building, it anyone always that's videotaping gets dust.
Yeah,
And you see dust everywhere on your pictures. You
it
can
is.
walk through my entire building and not have an ounce of dust on any of your pictures.
It's clean.
And everybody says your orbs you're catching on the pictures are dust. No, they're not, because I've watched videos where they said that this is an orb, somebody will say it's an orb,
Hmm.
and a lot of people, nah, that's just a piece of dust. Well, how does a piece of dust fly vertically across this way and then drop straight to the floor?
Yeah,
And then you watch that same piece of dust go from the floor to the ceiling.
yeah. I will tell you guys, for anybody listening, and I'm not lying to you, I have been in almost every orifice of that building, minus a few. And obviously, because we haven't been able to go in there. And this is a clean building. This is not your typical dirt all over. Yeah, you do have a musty smell because it's very large. We just did this whole save the roof thing so that you can, finally get rid of
Right.
that excess water. But this is a clean building. There is not, he has swept it, cleaned it, scoured it, made it safe. There is no trip hazards. There's no nothing. I
We
mean,
have big air scrubbers that we leave running all the time that constantly scrub the air,
yeah,
that pulls anything that's in the air out of it. All
yeah,
the dust particles, all the mold particles. This thing's HEPA rated, so it takes everything out of this building.
yeah. And it's incredible to be able to walk through there and get, so this, when you get through this is not like walking into some of these old places. This is a very clean building.
Yes.
Well, so you don't get all that extra stuff. Courtney's like, come clean my house.
I'm not the one who cleans it. Believe it or not, it's Ron.
Yeah. Oh, and it's
Ron's
beautiful.
meticulous about cleaning. So
Oh, that man's like, he's not retired anymore. He's not retired anymore, But this is a building that I will tell you guys is going to surprise you every time you walk through it. This is a building that if you wanted to, you could rent out every single night.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And I'm honestly surprised half the time you don't do it.
Right. I just want to run it on Friday and Saturdays.
Yeah.
And we've had a few people tell us, "Oh, your prices are too high. We can't afford this." Okay. What do you want? What would you be willing? I'll ask the group, what would you be willing to pay to investigate my building?
Yeah.
And they'll come back with a lower price. And I say, okay, let's up it. I just negotiate a price with them.
Yeah.
And it allows them to come in and see the building. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not out for the money. I'm out to have people enjoy the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I will tell you what, your prices are super low because I mean, I've paid to go to Brodhead Manor.
Yeah.
Which isn't super expensive, which is not super expensive by any means, but there's some places out there that really are super, super expensive.
Right. And yes, I do make everybody feel a little more welcome by doing a lot more for you than these other places will.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just there for an 8-hour investigation, you're basically, you come in, you get snacks, you get popcorn, you get pop, you get water, you get everything you need for the entire night. And I check on you every few hours just to make sure you're okay.
Yeah. You don't sleep.
No.
Which is amazing. Which is to me amazing because and you do extras. I've seen you fog a whole floor.
Oh, yes.
Put up light beams. And you're like, let's try this. You don't have this equipment. I have this equipment. Let's do it.
Hey, Jay.
It's awesome because you do.
Hi, Lee.
I know they're all here. I love it. Lee was there this weekend. Did you
Yes.
see it? Oh, I loved it. You know, and it is. And people, when you do show up to the manor, you do get a very nice investigation. And for all those people that haven't had the chance to see it, or maybe you're too far away, you know, because I have people in all of these other countries that listen to this show. Go to Paraflix, go to Expedition Entity. They just won a Telly Award, which
Yeah.
is a huge award for their episode
Hi, Gail.
of the Manor. Hi, Gail. For their episode of the Manor. So you can see a big part of it to see what we're talking about. And the coolest thing is because you can go and watch other, you know, shows or other people that investigated, and they're going to show you a totally different aspect of the Manor that you're not going to see someplace else. You know,
Right.
yeah, Tim, but you can jump on Paraflix and watch it, which is incredible.
Yes.
You know, which is incredible.
There are 2 episodes on, actually 3 episodes on Paraflix.
Wow.
The night that, the original night that I first met Patty and Natalie, that April 6th,
Yeah.
they did an episode, and then Dan and Larry did the first episode. They did the second episode. Now, next season, they're doing the 3rd floor for Expedition Entity.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till they come back in and film that one.
Me too. I can tell you, you know, which is going to be incredible. I mean, it's just going to be incredible. But again, guys, you can, and there is so many different places. You know, I've like the night of Spirit in the Springs when we all went up to your quarters, you know,
Yeah.
and we were hanging out. They were telling us about, you know, being in the bathroom downstairs and just with the kids, and you were singing to the kids, and the kids wouldn't let you go. You had to sing another song and another
Yes.
song, you know, which is awesome.
I know all the Mary Poppins songs by heart. Just because I think Elizabeth is special. I learned all those songs by heart just so I can sing them to her.
I love it. And the kids get worried about you. I
Oh,
have
I know.
never been in, I mean, Bill just, you know, kind of said his back because Bill's got a, you know,
Herniated
Phil's
disc.
out, yeah. And literally I walk in and I've talked to Bill. I know about his back. I go over to wipe the dogs off my hands because the only time I'm allergic to animals is if I put my hands in my eyes. I'm like, he's like, yeah, go over there. And I'm standing there wiping my hands. And one of the children stops me and they're telling me they're worried he won't stop. He needs to rest. We want to keep Bill around. And I come back. I'm like, Bill, which boy am I talking to? He's I think you said Charlie. And I'm like, okay, because
Charlie.
he didn't say who it was. I just could give him a description, a brief description. And I'm like, Bill, they're worried. They're so worried about you. And he's like, I know. Tell them I'm fine. I'm like, Bill, they know better. They know better. But tell them. I said, you tell them because they're not believing you, Bill. And the
Right.
spirits are really, they're taking care of you. They're doing all they can.
I know.
Which is,
We had an Ethan Camerud and I had an Estes session, and they crossed Norman over. Dan Norville crossed Norman over, and he crossed Elizabeth over.
right.
And he said, go be with your family and stuff like that. But you can always come back through and visit Bill whenever you want to, and
Yeah.
you'll be stronger. Well, he also did Thomas too. Well, Norman comes back all the time. Elizabeth is constantly there.
Right.
And I asked one dowsing rod session, I asked Elizabeth if she got to see her family. And she's like, yeah, I saw my family. And well, she wants to come back because she loves us. Well, we asked Norman why he wants to come back. And he said, to heal you. He says, I'm stronger. I can heal now. And I'm like, okay, heal me. So I know how much they care about me. So
You do. You've just gained a whole family you didn't realize you had.
I've raised 30 kids. I can raise another 30.
Yeah. It's incredible what you've brought together, you know? So
Right.
do you have any plans for the future of this building other than a roof?
We're going to be working on the roof, and then Ron and I would like to take each room one at a time, bring it back to a Victorian era, you know, like make each room look Victorian with the Victorian colors and the old aspect of the old schoolhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those rooms, when we look at the woodwork and everything, when we get in there, it looks Victorian. It's Gothic, however you want to call it. It's got the ornate woodwork and stuff. So we're not going to leave it the wood colors. we'd like to, but the wood's been damaged so much it's hard to. We want to keep the damaged look, but bring a new color palette in each room because I don't like yellow.
I don't blame you. I'm always, every time I'm in a reading and they show me the 70s yellow, orange, brown, I'm like,
Yep.
It's just not my color palette.
I mean, you've seen our condo area, and that's one room that we changed the color in, and it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Ethan is awesome. He did a great tour. My friend Sally, who came for the first time to the Brodhead Manor, was so impressed with everything. Oh, definitely. You cannot not be impressed with that. You just
right.
And I will tell you guys, if you book a tour here, you just, in so many levels, you will not be impressed, because not only is it very active for the most part, most nights you're going to get a lot. Can't guarantee it, obviously, because it's not up to Bill who shows up. It's not like he's got a schedule and they work. They show up if they want to, or wake up if they want to. But the building itself has got so many nooks and crannies. Think about your old schools. I mean, and all of us at some point have gone to that old school, that you have this extra room here and this, and it's like, next thing you know, you're like, well, where the heck did this room, how, where, when, why, and it's every time you turn around, there's another spot, there's another space. And I'm telling you, they will hide parts of this building from you.
Yeah.
They do. And I'm not lying to you. They do. I know where the 4th floor is. I have absolutely no issues walking in and there it is. Janitor shows it to me without a doubt, blah, blah, blah. I literally this weekend was taking Aaron G. Thompson out because I asked Bill, can I show him? He's like, yeah, go for it. I go upstairs to the 3rd floor. I know where this is. I literally will walk from one end to the other. Every room, could not find the 4th floor. And I'm like, finally went, janitor, come on, please let me show Aaron where this is. I'm like, Aaron, I know it's here. I look like an idiot. There's only so many rooms. As soon as I asked the janitor, it was like, fine. And he took me right to it. I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, there it is. And I was in amazement that they were able to hide that from me. It wasn't there. And I literally walked into every room. It wasn't there.
Right. That's how it goes.
It is. You're not going to be disappointed. And I got this goal to book out Bill a year in advance. It feels like I don't need that goal.
When am I going to get a vacation? No, I'm going to take the winter off this winter.
Huh?
I am going to take the winter off this winter.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, the building gets cold.
Yes, it does. Oh, it gets real cold until we get heat in there. That's what Ron said. We're gonna scrap the roof fund. We're gonna scrap or put in the heat and air conditioning fund after last weekend.
Well, and that's just cool because now we have another goal. You know what I mean? Another goal to raise more money just for heat so that we can do this in the middle of winter time.
Right.
Actually,
I don't mind not having heat in the building. I just want one area that everybody can come warm up and then go back out and play.
Yeah.
In a nice, comfortable area for everybody.
Right.
I mean, we do have our guest accommodations right now with the one room you can sleep 5 people in, then my vampire room that you can sleep 2 people in. And now we have a bed up in the band room for the really adventurous people that want to actually stay in the band room.
And you go sleep in the band room.
Well, Rob B3 from Dimensional Paranormal or whatever, him and his sidekick put 2 air mattresses in the band room. They told me they're going to spend the night in there. I'm like, good luck. And they're like, why? And I said, you'll find out. I come down the next morning. They're both sleeping in the gym on their air mattresses. And they're like, we're not sleeping in that room. I'm like, why? Because they I guess Rob's air mattress flipped on him in the middle of the night. And he ended up on the floor.
I can't believe that. You got to ask permission for this stuff.
So yeah, the building does weird things to different people.
It does.
And
I personally love the gift shop areas, and I think a lot of people do. But
everybody loves that gift shop area. It's old, it's Victorian, it's original pieces that are in there,
yeah,
the antique furniture and stuff like that. It's a really good, if you have a scrying mirror or whatever, certain people I'll allow to do that, certain people I won't. If I feel you're negative, I won't let you do certain things in the building.
right.
I do not like Ouija boards. I never have liked Ouija boards. Everybody tries to explain to me they can be good, they can be good, they can be good. Well, no, it's really, I don't like them.
Right. That's all
I've
that
seen too
matters.
many negative things them used in a negative way that I just don't like it. I don't
Right.
want the negative entities in my building.
Right.
You know, um, I do not like seances, really, because that's calling in spirits from other places, and I really don't like that. The
Right.
scrying mirror, yes, you can say that does the same thing. You can bring in things from other places, but there are certain people that, like Kat with paranormal exposures, I'll allow her to do her scrying mirrors constantly
Right.
because I know she knows how to use them, and it's just who I trust,
Right.
you know. But everybody gets a different experience because some spirits will like you and some spirits just want to stay away from you. And some of the groups that come in that don't really get much, I'll walk out with them and then they start getting stuff because I start calling the spirits around us.
Right.
And they say, well, they're attached to you. No, they're not attached to me. I guarantee you they're not attached to me. They just want to be around me.
Well, you've made them family though. And
Right.
I think you're a good person to show what a lot of you know, paranormal investigation should be about.
Right.
We talked a lot about that with the different guests on the show about how there's different ways to go about paranormal investigation. And even though you say you're not an investigator, you are a person that knows how to say, hey, come on in. Let's
Right.
talk. Share me your story. This is your space.
Yes.
I don't want to intrude on you, but please, I'm here because I want to learn. I want
Yeah.
to know. And I think that's a beautiful way to do it. And I think if more people did it that way, you get more information.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I mean, everybody likes to sit down, gossip, and talk until, they're dry in the mouth, and so don't spirits.
Right.
So,
Well, see, I've had people come in like this weekend. This is a perfect example.
mm-hmm.
Everybody goes to pop-up paracons. Everybody goes to the big paracons. They go to convention centers. They go to these little locations. And when you walk in, they say it feels industrial.
Yeah.
It feels commercial. Everybody's there trying to sell something, and just that's all you're there for.
Yeah.
Even the speakers, and I'm not going to mock any of the speakers, but when the speakers get up and talk, they're talking in general, and it feels commercialized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm here, I have a script, I'm going to say my script, I'm going to leave.
Right.
It's not a personal thing. This last Paracon we had this weekend, fundraiser, everybody that walked through that door, and I was talking to people that came in from Brodhead, itself, they don't really know about the paranormal world. They really don't know it. They said the minute they walked through that door, they felt like family.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was hugging, and I don't care if I know you're not, we're going to hug. It was just a day that nobody argues, nobody fights, nobody is better than anybody else. And it was just fun, relaxing, enjoying, everybody enjoyed themselves.
No.
I think at the next Paracons, we are going to have a karaoke stand again, because that was just
awesome.
too amazing.
That was awesome. And I got video proof. I did live. Everybody's seen it. It's been awesome. But it is cool because it was like, Jess was there. Jess was not part of the picture. Jess came in towards the end, so she wasn't part of the picture of WLTK-DB.
Yeah.
But Jess was part of it. Her and her partner came in, and she wouldn't get their picture with everything also. But I had people walk up to me. This lady walked up with her family, and she was just literally like, you know what? I was the last was at the school. I was at 6th grade. After that, we moved to another one. But my dad and my grandpa went here, and just so happy to be there. And there was my granddaughter doing tattoos on everybody.
She is the best salesman I've ever seen in my life.
People said she scared them too.
Pretty much, yes. She was threatening.
You will get
You
tattoo
are getting a tattoo and you're
immediately.
next.
You're next. You're giving me your money because we're getting a roof. And come
And she's a
here.
little con artist. I give her a $5 bill, and did she give me change back? Nope. She says, "Have a nice day." And she was off selling something else then.
She was. She was like, she left me with the tattoos. I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing radios. Now you can do that. I gotta go get more customers. It was like,
Yes.
here you go.
To
She
answer,
took it on herself that she was making your roof all by herself.
oh, I
And
know she did. And
making
for
everybody pay for it.
a little girl her age to make as much money as she did, that
Mhm.
was amazing. That's why I gave her back some money to put in her piggy bank.
Do you know what she did too? And I didn't realize that. Those little stuffed animals. She's
Yes.
buying them for kids. Out of her
Really?
money. Yeah.
Aw.
She was buying those for kids out of her money. I didn't know that she was doing that. So Bonnie had given her one and all the little rest she bought for kids.
Aw,
Because
that's
they all want
cool.
stuffed animals. So she actually made more money than we knew she made, but we still split the rest. You know what I mean? Because she was like, I want to make this. She
Right.
single-handedly wanted to put that roof on the building. And she wanted everybody to do the same thing.
Well, the day we actually start working on the roof of that building, I want you to bring her over to show her that we are putting the roof on the building, and I'm going to thank her personally.
She is so excited about that. She is so excited. And Kat has actually invited her back for an investigation with her and
Yes.
Addie. And I can't wait. She's like, you know what? I think I'm going to make all those investigations open to Addie to come. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh, it's so cute.
They had so much fun together.
She did. And she has come back and she has told everybody, she's like, I can talk to ghosts. I talked to one. It is so exciting. It is so exciting. But it was, guys. I mean, if you missed Spirits in the Spring, if you missed the Paracon we just had, when you see it again, because I know there's going to be more. I mean, we do have Spirits in the Spring next year, but I'm hoping there's another one coming up sooner
We're
than
going to
that.
have something in October where we're going totally different.
Yeah.
Since I hurt my back and I'm the sole person that builds a haunted house, I don't know when my back's going to get better.
Yeah.
So now we have switched trains of thought that we are going to host something each weekend in October that I don't have to build.
Yes.
You know, we'll have an all clowns weekend. Ron wants to do a carnival and freak show the night of the clown night. You dress up as a clown, come on in and have some fun.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Then another weekend we'll do a vampire ball. And then the next weekend we'll have an all monsters party.
Oh my gosh.
You can dress in any costume you want, whatnot. If we want to do a little mini horror con that, we'll get vendors. Each one of these events will have vendors and it will have entertainment on the stage, and we will have the concession running. Yeah, the masquerade ball, Lee.
Yeah.
But I have to go back to Jessica before it disappears. Jessica, if you want to send the picture to me, my email address is on Brodhead Manor site. It's bwolter66@aol.com. So, yeah, we have a lot we're trying to get
more
in order to do. One, my first priority is getting that roof sealed. Once the roof is sealed, and so everybody knows, we did make enough money to buy the supplies, and we had 8 people donate their time for an entire weekend to get this done. And 4 of those people are roofers. So it blew my mind here. I was going in on Friday thinking there's not going to be that many people showing up. I don't know why we're doing this. I hate asking for money from anybody, and I don't know how I can accept it. I'm a giver, not a taker. And for me to accept something, you got to understand how hard that is for me to do. And having this done this weekend and people saying, we're going to shove it down your throat if we don't.
Yeah.
We did make our goal. And that the reason I didn't say goodbye to everybody and I didn't say thank you to everybody is I could not talk, period. Too many emotions.
It was a lot.
Yep.
It was a lot. It was so many people coming together for such a beautiful cause, and just to keep it going and to keep that momentum going. And it didn't stop.
Right. And the way we did the auction, where it was, you donate money, you get this gift,
Mhm.
an equivalent amount
Yeah.
gift. You know what I mean? That's the only way I would actually accept how this was ran, is if somebody receives something for their donation.
Yeah.
And we had hundreds of items donated to us for this. And it was just amazing, the turnout and the people that did. Yes.
I sent a picture of it to Ane. She's like, really?
And thank you, Jenny, and your mom, Jenny's mom, and Jenny.
Yeah.
That was the big joke this weekend. Is Ron went up to Jenny's mom and didn't know her name,
Yeah.
and I tried to say Bonnie, and Ron goes, "Hi, Jenny's mom." All weekend, she was known as Jenny's mom.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I
I
know. I
didn't-
looked at Rod and I said, Rod, now that I'm calling you my hubby, we need to at least hug and get to know each other, because I think we need to at least get on a hugging basis.
He loves you to death.
Oh, I love you guys. Oh my God. I can't tell you. You guys are
And I
so
have to give him a shout out that he was amazing.
He
He-
rocked it. So
He
hard.
is a type of person that gets stressed out, anxiety attacks, doesn't like being around that many people. He freaks out.
Yeah.
He never disappeared once,
Not once.
and made sure everybody had what they needed, and he got anything they needed. He took over as my spot.
He did. And he played
And
with the kids in the wheelchair.
yeah, he was letting the kids roll him around the gym in a wheelchair.
Oh my God. And those kids owe you so much. Wasn't it like $2 a ride in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
They owe you their piggy banks.
Well, I gave back to your daughter. You know, when she gave me the donation, I gave back to your daughter.
My granddaughter.
Your granddaughter, sorry.
It's okay.
You look young.
Yeah. Thank you.
When I gave it back to your granddaughter, the other kids saw that. So I gave all the kids that were there the same amount back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said, you guys put this in your piggy banks, and I want to make sure you guys go to the store and get something you want. Don't get what your mommy and daddy want. Get what you want.
It was awesome. It was awesome. If I could show you, you know what, Todd, I'll share something, because obviously I can't share it up here, but I got pictures of the kids and just the fun and the family. And, you know, they say paranormal world is a family, and it really is. It's a family.
We have proven that every walk of life that walked through that door was a family. It wasn't just, like I keep calling it, commercial. It feels like steel. You know, you go into Paracons, it's, I'm going to meet this person. I'm going to meet this person. I'm going to meet this person. And when you start meeting them, you're like, okay, I got my picture with them. I'm going to the next.
Yeah.
This one, no, you got a selfie in this one.
Yeah.
And you stood there and talked to him forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I was stuck on the couch, and everybody said, they had a sign above me that said, for a hug and a photo, it's $5. Bill needs a hug. Well, I sort of knew the sign was up there, but I forgot about it. And these people were coming waving $5 bills in my face. And I'm like standing up going, do I got a strip or what?
I love it. I love it. Well, I also liked it, like Aaron G. Thompson and Nick Simons. I'm always calling him Simons. I'm telling you, he's going to get mad at me one of these days. They showed up, and they could have had a table, and both of them were like, no, we don't want a table. And, you know, Nick and Aaron and Nick's wife, Emily, they just walked
Emily's
around.
amazing.
Oh my God, I love Emily. It was the first time I got to meet her. I'm like, I love Emily. And me and her have been friends on Facebook. I didn't realize it, but she's so awesome. And they just walked around and they talked, and they became like, hey, we're just here. How you doing? You know what I mean?
Right. It wasn't Nick Simons and Aaron G from 28 Days Haunted. It was Nick Simons and Aaron G from Brodhead Manor.
Exactly. You know, and they were just part of it. And Expedition, you know, Larry from Expedition Entity was there, and he was just part of it, and just having fun with it. And it was so amazing. And that really, I mean, where else in this world can you get Larry or Dan on, not Larry wasn't there, Dan was there, but Dan on stage in a blonde wig, Nat from ACG, who is about the most paranormal, if you think about paranormal lady you're ever going to find, next to Airy Fairy me singing Summer Nights from Greece on stage. And we're just one big family.
It was so much fun. I mean, I honestly wish my back wasn't the way it was, because I wanted to get up and karaoke, and every time I tried making my way across to the stage, people were stopping me and talking to me and hugging me and get your ass back to that seat.
Right. Next time we'll just have to bring you a mic. Say,
Right.
There you go.
And then Dan singing that song to me. I can't remember the name of the song now, damn it.
It's on video somewhere.
It's on video on Facebook. Oh, I touch myself.
I love it.
But it was just something that I can't think. I'd love enough. That stage was about 150 degrees, and he stayed up there the entire time DJing for everybody. I mean, everybody had so much fun. You know, I don't think anybody left there upset, negative. You know, nobody left there that way.
And nobody wanted to leave.
Yeah. At 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, let's keep going till 8.
Yeah.
You know, and when everybody was breaking down, I'm like, no, don't break down yet. Don't break down yet. No, we were told to.
And I was supposed to leave by 5, and I didn't walk out the door until 6.
Right. You know, hi, Joe. Everything just, I didn't want it to end. The next morning, I was almost in tears because everybody was gone.
Yeah. Jamie's on here too. Oh my God.
I saw Jamie come in earlier. Yeah.
She put so much work into it. Well, Bill, how do people get a hold of you if they want to investigate, or if they want to find out about the next pop-up or next party, October parties? How do we find you?
You can friend me on Facebook at Bill Wolter. Remember, WOLTER, not WA.
Yeah.
And you can find us at Brodhead Manor at Facebook.com. We're trying to get the website up and running, and that's just taken forever with everything going on lately.
Jamie, put your email up there.
Thank you, Jamie. You can reach me, message me on Brodhead Manor's Facebook page. I get back to you with at least an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm constantly have my phone dragging on me, which I hate that, but I love talking to people. Even if you don't have to be a paranormal investigator to come in and ask for a tour of the building. I'll give you a tour of the building anytime you want.
And he does that. I will tell you, I can attest that people have showed up in the parking lot basically to ask for direction.
Yes, and get a tour of the building.
Ron told me. He seen somebody in the parking lot. He walked out. I said, "Hey, you want to come in? Come on." He brought him in. People are like, "Are you going to kill us?" He's
right.
Like, so friendly. And he's like, "No, I just thought you like to see the building."
Yeah, I love sharing the building with people.
Yeah.
You know, awesome. It's just fun. We have fun.
It does. Go in there, guys. You know what? Hook up with these people. You know, book a tour. Trust me, that money is going to the building. It's going to a good cause. It's going to their livelihood to keep the building going, you know?
Right. We do not, all the donations, all the money we receive for the investigations, everything goes right back into the building. It goes into a separate account from Ron and I. I don't need the money.
Yeah. Remember, he retired 10 years before the building, or 5 years before the building.
5 years before the building. So, I don't need the money. I have a retirement and I can live off my retirement. I just want to see this building restored. I just don't have enough in my retirement to restore this building.
Exactly. And that's why I said, you know what? Now we're working on heating and aircon, guys. Heating one room at a time. One room at a time.
Yep.
You know, I can't wait. Well, thank you so much. Visiting the family and bride, they were so happy. Oh, yes. That group of 3 kids. I love that. I love that. Restoration coming soon. Please hold. I love that, Todd. That's perfect. Because you know what? That's what we're doing. I have a goal. I have a goal to help Bill.
And I really greatly appreciate it. And I love you to death. You know that.
I love you too. So that GoFundMe is not stopping. Just it does say roof on there, but it's a continuation. I'm gonna go in there and change some words on it, because it's a continuation just to restore this building, to keep it going, be able to still continue to share it with the people, because it's amazing.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yep, Jen's goal. You know what? So many people in the world have this goal to help this building. And,
Jenny's my new little niece. She calls me Uncle Bill now.
I know. I love that. She's not old enough to know what the Uncle Bill is. But It is. Oh, I love it. Tim's like, sounds like another RV trip. It is, Tim. It is. It's another place you're going to want to see. You and Tim will sit on the couch together.
If you bring the RV, we can plug you into the building.
See?
I mean, I do have hookups for a lot of stuff. So.
See, Tim, now there's no excuses. Tim's in California. So.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I love it. So, thank you, Jamie. She put the GoFundMe up there too. Thank you so much, Jamie, because that is going to continue, guys, because this building still needs other things. Because remember, this roof, because the water, it damaged some of the top third floor. I mean, one whole side of the third floor has got to kind of have probably some extra love and care done. And, I mean, there's just, the work is nonstop. And again, the GoFundMe, I know Bill is not a big fond person of taking money in for things, but it's not going to stop, Bill. It's not going to stop until your goals are met.
I've learned from all you all that I have to just not say no, because you're not going to take no for an answer.
I'm not taking the GoFundMe down until $185,000 is reached.
I hope so.
So
the grants were negated from the previous owners because they stole the money and ran.
Yeah.
They gutted the building and took the grant money and left. Because once you receive a grant, you can do with what you wish with the grant money. Once you receive it, you don't have to put it into the building.
Yeah.
Now, when I approach the state of Wisconsin and the Historical Society and all that stuff, they will not give me any more grants until I prove myself. I said, I've owned the building now for 5 years. Shouldn't that prove that I'm trying to restore this and we're moving forward all the time? No, it's got to be a 10 to 20 year process before we'll ever give grants back to your building. Yep. So
we're on our own here, guys.
I'm on my own.
We're on our own, but we're going to do this one room at a time. We got the tops that he can start working to get on the insides and not have the insides ruined by the outsides. So.
Right. If I can just stop the water from coming inside the building, so much more can happen. And I work pretty damn quick. So
you do. I love it. Jenny's like, we will do it. And we will, as a community. Look at what we've done in a year.
Yep.
You know what I mean? What can we do in 5?
And for everybody, I'm going to message everybody individually sometime either in August or September when I can get dates for you and Jamie Lynn and Jenny Davis and Lee and Christina and everybody. I am throwing a big party for all of us.
I think we just had one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But this is going to be a personal one that everybody can just come and be ourselves and just nothing about paranormal, nothing about the haunted house, nothing about anything like that. Just us coming in as family and being friends.
I love it. I love it. Even Jenny's like, didn't we just do that? I think we just did that because nobody investigated until we were all gone.
This time it was you guys throwing the party. This time it's me throwing the party for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You are so beautiful and so generous, and we love you so much. We love you so much.
I love you, Joe. I love you, Jamie. I love you, Jenny.
So for everybody that's been out there all over the world that has literally been watching this and hear me talk about Brodhead Manor and the GoFundMe and the raising money, this is the man behind it, or one of the men, because there is 2 men behind the face of the building that literally, guys, they're doing all the work themselves. They're literally with hammer and nails and painting, and they're doing it all. They're doing it all themselves. So,
and one more quick shout out.
Yes.
Before I don't want you to lose your train of thought, but stop by and get Bill's nuts anytime. They're chewy, tasty, salty, sweet, and some are even cream filled, and they melt in your mouth.
That is true. Because you just sell Bill's nuts. And for once, I don't have. And there's a commercial now with me selling Bill's nuts.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
And we thought of a new line.
We did.
The nuts come in the nut sack.
They do come in a nut sack now. Which is awesome. And guys, there is a commercial out there with me selling Bill's nuts.
Last night, Jamie sent me a clip of her husband eating Bill's nuts.
I love it.
That was just amazing.
I love it. I love it. This is so awesome. Thank you.
Todd's pissing his pants.
They are awesome. And as soon as I get Bill's nuts with his nut sack, I'm going to show them all again, guys. I am. And this time, Brian never grabbed any of your nuts, which is really strange because I didn't grab any nuts. I should have.
You didn't get any?
I didn't grab any nuts. No.
Well, the next time I see
back
you,
again.
you'll have nuts.
I'll have to come back again.
I'll let you fondle them personally.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Bill, for coming on. I appreciate you so much. It's been such a pleasure. I kept you over, but I love you so much. So,
I'm sorry I talked too much.
oh, me too. Everybody else, thank you so much for enjoying Bill, bringing him in, and supporting him. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. So, thank you, Bill.
All right, you're welcome, and I love you all. Everybody, I can't extend more love out to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. And for everybody else listening, I'll be back in a few minutes with your weekly reading. This is Dad here on WLTK-DB.com. See you in a few. Thank you, Bill. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dad here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. I've had Mr. Bill Wolter on with me from the Brodhead Manor. What a joy. And if anybody wanted to know a little bit about the room, we were talking about the gift shop on that commercial, the very last scene where it is the Haunted Voices book with myself, Deidre, and Christina. That is a sofa inside the gift shop of Brodhead Manor. And I could sleep on that couch. Like if Bill ever sells the manor, I'm going to say, can I buy the couch? Because I love that couch, but everybody loves the couch. So I'm not the first on the list, but let's do our 5 card stud. We got a few minutes left. I know I was kind of cheating you guys on your 5 card, but I couldn't let go of Bill. I had to keep Bill. So pick your cards 1 through 5. 1 fell out already. So let's do this. So I love this. So again, pick 1 through 5, whatever your cards are. Card number 1 is support is all around you. If you pick this, fellow travelers, your support is all around you. And I love this card because it does mean that if you need, it's there. If you ask, it's there. All you have to do is reach out and say, hey guys, I need help. I need some assistance. I need some support. I need some guidance. And this card is saying, if you've been that person in that place, this is what it is. You just really have to put that message out there, that request, and it's going to come back. Card number 2, joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Open your heart. This is a hard one, guys. This really is a hard one. And I understand it's hard. But to open yourself up and say, I'm willing to receive. You're in a place, if you pick card number 2, you're in this place to openly accept joy. Joy is a hard word. It's a hard feeling. I understand that it sounds so simple, but to feel it in here and to be blessed with it. But trust me, if you pick card number 2, you're ready to open up and let that in, okay? Card number 3, miracles. Explore the wondrous to emerge. I love this. Everybody's got a genie, don't they? Everybody's got a genie. And if you pick card number 3, that's what this is about. It is allowing yourself to receive. Every Wick and every witch will tell you what, the movie's Halloween Town, what did she say? Ask and you let yourself receive. That's the magic of world. That's just not a witch's mantra. That's everybody's mantra. So trust me when I say allow yourself to receive. Ask for it, expect it, allow it to come in, and just, apparently I needed this card because it fell out on me twice. So that's card number 3. Card number 4, impasse. Reflect, direct your energy. This is a different one, isn't it? This is a different one. So if you pick card number 4, you are at that impasse. You are going, You need to reflect, guys. You need to reflect. You need to sit there and go, okay, where do I need to best put my energy? Where do I need to best put my direction? What is it that I truly want? And allow that to come to you. Card number 5, all is possible. Choose your path. What do you want? What do you want? If you pick number 5, what do you want? Allow that to come to you. Allow that to come and sit in your lap and go, here you go. That's what this card's about. So when we're looking at all 5 cards here, guys, I love this because as always, they are individually read for you guys. But if you're like me, or like I know Tim and a few others out there, you're going to take all of them as 5 cards for a full reading. And so card individually, again, is number 1 is the fellow travelers, allowing that support is around you. Card number 2 is the joy and delight, opening your heart, allowing yourself to receive. Card number 3 is that miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge, expect miracles in your life. Card number 4 being that impasse, reflect and direct your energy. What do you want? What do you want? And card number 5 is all is possible. And I like this because when I'm looking at these as a whole, when I'm pulling all 5 of these cards together as a whole, I'm going, oh, this is our week, guys, for these people that have picked all 5. These are our week to say, you know what? Know that everything's around. Know what you want is possible. Figure out what you want first. Okay. So I think I'd have to rearrange this a little bit, but as a whole, it says to figure out what you want. What is it that you want? Know that what you want is possible. Know that there's nothing too big and allow this to come to your life. Allow this to come to you. Open your heart. Allow it to come. Allow other people to help you have this. Allow people in spirit and angels and love and prayer and all those things to come to you. Because trust me, all is possible. And that's what those cards are talking about. So let's pick our extra card, guys. As we know, and by the way, this was Denise Lynn's Sacred Travical Oracle deck. And if I get it to go back in, it's going to be beautiful. I need to breathe because I'm getting lightheaded again. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, let's pick Beyond Lamera card for that 6th card to bring it all together. And I love these cards, as we know, because they're wordy. And I love wordy, as we all know, because I'm wordy. Big surprise. So, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And again, guys, I can't make this up. This card, number 1, is gorgeous, but it says manifesta. Manifesta. You can decide how you want to live. The universe fully supports your choice to step into the optimal version of yourself. Dream big, then dream bigger. Now is a great time to start the project you have been considering. All it takes is some pollination. Be creative with your visioning. Sow the seeds of your reality you want to experience through affirmative thinking and higher intention. Then anchor or ground your dream seeds. Manifest from the heart, overcome fear, take strong positive action, and let go of the outcome. Know and trust your dreams are already on their way and expect to see results. I can't make this up, guys. I cannot make this up. Did not Neil's book, talk about this? Did not Neil's message to me talk about this? Look at what Bill has done. Look at the cards afterwards. They're all talking about this. Dream and allow it to come. They've said it in movies. Dream and they will come. Build it, they will come. It's all around you, guys. It's all around you. Even Jelly Roll has gotten on the make your own reality. So I'm going to tell you guys myself. I'm going to join the crowd of these infamous people, Field of Dreams, Halloween Town, Jelly Roll, all of them. I'm going to join the bandwagon. I'm going to tell you, dream it and it can happen. Allow it to come to you because that's what life's about. That's what life is about. I know I'm dreaming. I know I'm manifesting. I know I'm putting it out there. I know what I want and I'm accepting it back to me because that's how the universe works. It's just how the universe works. And I love it. I love it. So what I want is I'm going to now really quickly find, because there is a new show lineup and I need to find it first because there's Todd. I sent Todd all these funny little things and Sometimes he laughs, sometimes he doesn't. And that's okay because I keep sending them. But I want to do what the current show listing is. So let's do this. So we do have, we start Monday mornings always with myself, School Through Spirit, on WLTK-DB, 9 a.m. WT.com at 9 a.m. No Agenda with Mike and Jen is today at noon. Ancient Healing with Jessica Lynn is at 6 p.m. That is a show you don't want to miss. It's a new show, but it's a phenomenal show. Christina Bloom is after her. It would be The Change at 8 p.m. Tuesdays, we start the morning out with Heather Lee with Exploring the Paranormal at 9 a.m. Ane with Anation is at 5 p.m. Unfiltered with Diet and Mike is at 6 p.m. Now, me and Mike will not be on tomorrow night because we're taking the 4th off. Moment to Moment with Linda Hope is at 7 p.m. Spirits Are Talking with Lisa Silverman is at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights now. And Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea is at 10 p.m. Wednesdays, we begin with the Self-Care Show with Deidre Sadford at 10 a.m. And I do believe hers is a reading show this week. The Psychic Hour with Kelly Briggles at 3 p.m. Roddy Blunt will be starting in July because he had a disaster of nature that he cannot get through. It's going to take a little bit of time. So his show is Soul Guidance, and that starts in July. Haunted Experiences in 60 Minutes with Nick Sarlo and Diana Henry is at 8 p.m. See and Beyond with Kelly Eckhart and Cheryl Murphy is at 9 p.m. Thursdays, Chat with Charlie with Stephanie Lynn is at 9 a.m. The Universe with Stephanie Robb is at 6 p.m. Realm of Darkness with Ashley Moreno is at 7 p.m. I love Ashley. Haunted Voices with Todd Bates and Nicole Strickland is at 8 p.m. And yes, they changed their time to Thursday nights, 8 p.m. So not everybody can watch them. Passports to Paranormal with Dr. Heather Lee and Joe Frankie is at 9 p.m. on Thursdays. And I love Joe. I love Heather too, but so watch that show. Now Fridays, we start the morning with Soul and Synergy with Radio with Terry and Danny at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m., not 8 a.m., 10 a.m. That is a 2-hour show, guys. It's a phenomenal show with lots of interesting segments. The Psychic Hour reading shows at 3 p.m. Twilight Tonight with Dee Dee Moonflyer is at 6 p.m. And Amora Benet switched her time to Friday Voices of Oneness with Amora Benet is at 8 p.m. now on Friday nights. So still the same show, just a different time period, guys, for that. Yeah, I love it. Now next week, guys, I am doing a first. I'm having a team on. And I have Expedition Entity coming on. Now, I'm not sure if everybody's coming or if it's just Dan and Larry, but I've invited them all. Whoever wants to come on from the team is more than welcome. But we are going to talk about their team, how they got together, how they individually got into this, what they do, some of their investigations, the infamous Telly Award show now, and just their journey and what they're doing. So that is next Monday. And if you want to get a sneak peek, I do believe Larry from Expedition Entity will be with me on Saturday at Chris Fleming's Pop-Up Paracon, again, at the Woodstock Opera House this Saturday. And other way, guys, thank you so much for joining me every week, being part of my family, supporting me as I try to support all you. For everybody else, thank you so much for coming, and I will see you next week. This has been Diet here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. See you next week, guys.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.